Yo, 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 Big Kish back up in here. Shout out to Hello You're Saying, man. Hey, look, it looks like they talking about Akademiks is getting that YSL and Young Thug in them, man. Say he clowning them for they being a little slow, man. We know Akademiks got his little math and biology, his little math what is called his math degree, biomathematics. That's the name of it. I couldn't think of it. He got his degree in biomathematics. He think he better than every damn body. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into that, y'all make sure y'all pick y'all up a copy of Street Dad, Geek Dad, Avoiding the Manufactured Mindset, written by me, Big Kish. The link will be in the description for purchase. Appreciate everybody supporting the book, supporting the channel. Y'all make sure y'all get the likes up. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
What's poppin', y'all? Looks like I may have been right that was the nail in the coffin for Young Thug, the leakers at least, because they got his girlfriend, who was the only person he cared about, the only person he genuinely apologized to other than Glorilla, who wasn't a genuine apology. He apologized to her on behalf of his girlfriend. So that's the reason why that happened. And he was on the phone with his girlfriend. That's why he did that as well. And today there were no leaks. And it seemed, and Young Thug, he is down bad, he's down terrible. It seemed like the leakers either took a...
It was a leak. We put it in the X collage. It was a Young Thug phone call. If you haven't checked it out, y'all look at the X collage that we just did today. It was a leaked phone call of Young Thug saying that Drake dissed Gunna. That's the latest leak, y'all.
A break on a Monday. I mean, they were working. They gave us 12 days of Thugmas. So it looks like they went to celebrate. But Akademiks, he decided to weigh in and really grind the gears of the remaining YSL members that are free. And he said the following: "It's noon, and there ain't 3 leaked new Young Thug pillow talking jail calls. I think it's finally over." Now, I don't know if it's over because there are rumors around the fan pages, which have been some of the quickest to leak this, that there is a Playboi Carti audio where Young Thug is trash-talking Playboi Carti that's supposed to come out. I believe this. I think this one's the least impactful because Young Thug and Carti are cool, but they're not tight. We don't think of them as being together. Now, that At Me, if you guys remember that music video, I think it was in the lead up to A Whole Lotta Red. That was the most Young Thug we ever got Carti as. He was moving zesty, he was kind of dressed like Thug, and he was influenced by Thug for sure to shift his sound in outside of the Cash Carti era, where we towards like between Dial It and Whole Lotta Red. And even now you can kind of hear that Thug influence. But moving forward, Akademiks said, "Man, Watch Out Volume 1 will go down in history as a classic. Might be better than the Carti leaks and even Prime Wayne Drought 3 leaks." Why does nobody talk about Uzi leaks? Yeah, I've been listening to Uzi leaks recently. I got put onto it by that Yo Boy unreleased track. And I was like, yo, this is so hard. And then I went down the rabbit hole. Yo, Uzi's unreleased is S tier. So people talk about Carti leaks. I mean, Carti drops projects, and the projects are good. But Uzi...
Nah, this is a little demonic man. This is crazy. All different levels. But this ain't hip-hop, man. This ain't hip-hop right here, bro.
Uzi deserves to be up here when we're talking about leaks, for sure. And I know some people will say, nah, you got to check out the Juice WRLD leaks. Listen, man, I've only got so much time. I'm not going to be able to upload if I got to check out the Juice leaks. I've seen at least 2,500 Juice songs leak over the years. People talking about them. But Woody... YSL Woody, who's a stone cold killer, who actually changed his life after prison. We've only seen him on that positive stuff. He got back on.
Man, I congratulate anybody trying to change their life around for the better, man. Seriously.
And said, "The truth, no, I'm not okay." And he's got Kodak Black tunnel vision. Lil Kodak, they don't want to see you winning. They want to see you in the penitentiary. So good choice there. I really do think someone's music selection for their IG stories, it says a lot about them. It's taste making, it's curation. So I put a lot of effort into that for my stories. He says, "The truth, no, I'm not okay. After everything I've been through, my intentions have never been flawed. Even when, keep in mind, this guy was stone cold killing people. Or so he said. Even when I knew ish, I held my composure and carried it around like it was nothing. Y'all hurt my family for me having y'all back because your mother and sisters mattered to me. I made sure they slept well at nights. You talking about snitching? He's talking to Young Thug here. When the world seen the effort a man put in to get y'all here, knowing you didn't.
He sound like the security. He said, I made sure y'all slept good at night. That sound like a ninja was out 2, 3 in the morning, surrounded the house like, where they at? Better not nobody pull up. Yeah, man.
Deserve it. I put you first, and when I needed you, you was hiding. And my man Boo stepped up. Wait, hold on. What? Hold on. Okay. He needed a comma here. This is a situation where you need a comma. He said, my man, Boo stepped up and saved me from y'all.
Telling you, a lot of people don't know about writing in commas and punctuation marks and where to fit. A lot of people don't know about that stuff.
All cowards. Okay, whoa. This is why grammar is important. You start thinking somebody's moving in a certain way. And this is probably in response to the Young Thug interview where he says, yo, all this beef is actually because of Woody. And Woody's really crazy. And listen, man, do you think they would have let Woody on the stand if he didn't pass a psych evaluation? He's like, Woody really take medicine. He is a bit thrown off, but so was Young Thug. I don't think Young Thug is any crazier, but Akademiks says, never thought I'd see a street start a post saying, no, I'm not okay. Hell nah. The judge should have sentenced the whole YSL to group therapy, have them pay $1 billion to Atlanta for their BS destruction of the community. But I never seen mental trauma like this. Thug hurt and crying. Now, we really saw Thug shedding tears. Now, we don't know if it's manipulation or if he's actually hurt. I genuinely believe that he's hurt by what Gunna did to him. And it's odd that he tried to turn the whole interview into something about Gunna, or to bait out Gunna to say something, and then Gunna goes on and does a little workout in the VMAs. That's the funniest thing. He's like, yeah, you know, we're going to do some crunch-ups, some side planks, we're going to do a regular plank, and we're going to do some alternating toe touches before I get on here for my performance, while Young Thug is sitting there, fat, holeless, and no music that has been put out. Or he put out one song, but that wasn't hitting like the leaked music that he's been quote-unquote leaking. So with Woody...
I'm confused about the relationship between Young Thug and Gunna. Is that still his artist? Is Gunna still signed to Young Thug? I don't know.
And with Young Thug, man, this is the thing. People are starting to feel bad for these guys, and this is where I think there's too much sympathy that is being had by you guys. If you feel bad, you have too much sympathy. These guys were, especially Young Thug, was a stone cold killer. He was talking about this crime stuff. He was talking about getting people's moms' houses shot up. And this guy's talking about, oh God. Now, I do think he was emotionally hurt by this entire situation, but do you really care about the emotional hurt of a terror? Like, Young Thug was a terror. We have a certain relationship with Thug because we listen to his music, and we're like, yo, this music is hitting. And for sure, it was hitting. But like I said about Lil Uzi Vert.
Oh, listen to this, y'all. No, Gunna is no longer signed to Young Thug's YSL Records. He officially left the label in August 2025 after his contract ended. So he's not signed to Young Thug anymore. Oh, okay. I thought he still had something going on with him. So Gunna is not signed to Young Thug anymore. The contract ended in August 2025 this year.
I've got plenty of Thug music. I've got enough Thug music, more than enough Thug music to last me a lifetime. So if he never drops music again, it is what it is. I ain't anticipating. Well, I'm here for what he drops, but I'm not jumping to hear what he's got to say. In the music, at least. Now, if he drops a podcast, sheesh, that's going to be entertaining. Or if he keeps talking his way, he couldn't talk his way out of it.
Bruh, it's so many clips of Young Thug with him with Big Banks, bro. And look, they clipping that whole joint up.
Paper bag, to be honest. Maybe with somebody that's a fool. But Akademiks goes on video and starts talking about it as well. So I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
You know, I like all this YSL bullshit. I like Thug. I like Gunna. I'm going to like him before I'm going to like him after. But I'm going to tell you where they got wrong at. They've been propagating the street code. These are millionaires. Millionaires made it from the bottom. But they're obsessed with trying to portray the image that they're the realest street ever. I just seen Woody put up a post. He says, no, I'm not okay. Huh? Since when is street sounded like little white girls Karen? Everybody in that situation need therapy. And the reality why they all need therapy is because they made it. When YSL was known by you and me, YSL was lit. It's popping. But they weren't happy with all the money and all the. They still want to propagate the same bullshit. Then as soon as Johnny Law come,
that's because their mindset wasn't right. Anybody can't just handle millions of dollars. Your mindset your mind got to be right. If you are drunk and you get $1 million, you're gonna be $1 million drunk. If you are a whoremonger, if you get $1 million, you're gonna be $1 million whoremonger. Your mind got to be right before you get the million. And this is what they fail to realize. All they care about is just antagonizing the situation and instigating. That's all they care about. They're not into getting down to the nitty gritty of what's the people's problem, how they was raised, getting down to the nitty gritty of it.
They don't want to do it no more. They start thinking about their mamas, their sisters, their kids. Never seen some like that. It's the first time I've seen gangsters need therapy.
Can we even argue against this? This is facts. These guys were at the top of the game. Yo, when you see the dates.
Oh, he said gangsters need therapy. Yeah, okay, all right.
When they were committing these crimes, these guys are at the top of the game and they're having shootouts. What are you doing? YFN Lucci, at least you could say like, yeah, you know, he had Every Day We Lit, but he wasn't as big as Young Thug. Maybe he would have put it behind him. I don't know. Lucci was getting to the business. He was not playing around. But I can't help but feel like if Lucci was in the same position as Thug, he would have cooled out. He just wanted to be the top guy and he didn't want to be seen as a sucker. But Young Thug, he was out here bullying people. And you can even see it now when he's not bullying people in the street way, but in the relationship type of way. When you hear him on the phone with all of these people talking about them doing the situation, just business. Think about how much of a shark he tried to move as in business with ruining the relationship between QCP and Lil Baby and going on the interview and having the nerve to say like, nah, he spent $500,000 on him, but he didn't have to spend money on him. And he'd never spent money on him. I'm telling you that. But wait, he actually spent $500,000, but I think he spent $500,000 because he wanted to show that he spent something, not because he actually wanted to help him out, because he wanted people to see that, oh, yo, he spent something. That's a level of projection that only somebody that would do something like that and think like that and is capable of thinking like that would put onto somebody else. That's what Young Thug would do. And that's what he's saying, because he's always saying, I never took a dime from Gunna. I put so much money into Gunna. So he thinks that P thinks the same way. He's like, nah, you gave him that Cullinan off of his money. And it's just like every record label does this. But you see how Young Thug was moving just on that business front. Now imagine how he was moving in the streets. We saw a lot of it on the YSL case. This guy was a terror. And success was not enough for him. He needed not just praise, but he needed to be the top honcho. Like he says, he has to rebuild in the interview. You think
he's still dealing with something before he got the money. This was the type of person that he was. All in the mix. Do this. What's going on up the street? Who just hit up who? Who just got out of jail? And then when Baby came and gave him the millions of dollars, it just enhanced the type of person he was. All in the mix. Got to know who's doing who locked up, who just hit up who. That's the type of person. That's a lot of ninjas is like that. Just got to be in the mix. And it just made you $1 million person who just had to be in the mix. Got to be involved with the street stuff.
He's talking about rebuild a friendship. He's like, how can I just move on? How can I just go la-di-da, continue on with my career? These F people, these F dudes can do that. I can't do that. These F boys are going to do it. So the F boys are the ones that get out of prison, clean up their life, clean up their habits, like Gucci Mane, like Gunna, and they get to making music and are more successful than before. But what's the alternative? The real ones like you rebuild what? What is it exactly that you're trying to rebuild if it's not your career? Moving forward, though.
You know what they should have did? Man, the judge should have sentenced YSL to 20 years, everybody, to 20 years group therapy. I kid you not. Let everybody meet 2 days a week, Tuesdays, Fridays. Everybody could bring their box of Kleenex. They could have their emotional animal with them. It's the first time we're seeing the trauma element. And I like this. I rap about this now. Don't rap about spinning, Woody shooting your noggin. I don't want to hear it. I want to hear about how you felt lonely after you threw away fortunes and millions. But the reality is therapy is needed. Bring Gunna. Let that go over there and go do his silent treatment thing, because that's what he's been doing. Thug could keep talking about who betrayed him, and Woody, I don't know, give him a math problem or something, or let him say his ABCs. He looked like Thug claimed he not all the way there, but they all should be there. Mental therapy. And then I know, because there's actual victims in this. I don't know if y'all watched the trial. it's the who allegedly did all the bullshit now claiming they're the victim. It's kind of crazy. I remember vividly there was a few families, 2 in particular, that sat through the whole trial. I know Thug was in jail. Don't wish I on him or anyone else, but still, there's a family that sat in court for 3 years hoping they would get justice. I remember all the prosecutors who got statements from people in the community that claimed that they were in fear for their lives on Cleveland Avenue and they couldn't do this. I think they're the victims, not the millionaires. The millionaires still tormenting the hood can't be the victims. That's what I'm saying, but I could be wrong. I'm a civilian, of course. They should find these $1 billion. Because the most egregious part of this all is that I believe in the product of the environment concept. But if you've made it out of the environment, how are you then still trying to affect the environment? That's what he said.
This is facts right here. Although therapy would never work. You had Young Thug sitting in front of an OG to him who he respected. And this guy was telling him, yo, you're tripping. Yo, I don't feel like you were focused. Yo, I feel like you're on some BS. And staring straight at him, and he's like, nah, what am I supposed to do? And the guy's telling him what he's supposed to do. And it just doesn't register. And then he basically hits him with the, all right, man, it is what it is.
But this is the thing, in the street, there's no structure. There's no listening to your OGs no more. People forgot, like, just because somebody's the OG, like these young thugs, you know what I'm saying? These people that's like Young Thug with the mindset of that, they don't care about that OG stuff. They not listening. Ain't nobody listening, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, to solve all of these problems, we need God. We need God, y'all. We really need God.
All right, let's fast forward. Same thing with 21 Savage, what 21 Savage was hitting him with. And 21 Savage has known him for a while, too. Like, when you see how these people that know Thug react to him, they realize, okay, this guy's got his mind made up. There's nothing that's going to change his mind. No amount of reason. No amount of telling him that this is a bad idea. No amount of explaining the consequences. No amount of explaining what has happened in the past when he's done something like this will work. So 21 was like, all right, man. He just said, okay, it is what it is. That doesn't mean he agreed with him, but he just said, I'm not going to waste my breath and continue to waste my time for somebody's opinion to not change. And when it comes to like this whole therapy stuff, that would be funny, but yeah, therapy ain't working on a guy like Young Thug. But this is also why I appreciate Kodak Black's music. Like, if you listen to the Institution mixtape, great mixtape, by the way. Painting Pictures is a good album too, but Institution is exactly what Akademiks is talking about here, where you have Kodak Black giving you a completely different side to him, a very vulnerable side, and he does this in his music a lot. He's very clear in his music too. Like, when you listen to a Kodak interview, you're like, yeah, what is this guy saying? But when you hear the music, it's so clear and audible, and it's not just a microphone quality thing. His voice is just perfect on there, perfect to hear. Not like that, but even the melodies and everything. And he's talking about how he knows what he's doing, he knows where he's messed up, how he struggles, how he got into the situation that he.
You know why people could relate to that? Because there's somebody out there like a Kodak Black. There's somebody out there who just waiting to hear somebody else say it so they could be like, dang, yo, I felt that. I'm going through that too. So let me start to change that. I told y'all, words. It's the words. But if you got a ninja stiff neck like Young Thug, he just stiff neck, everybody telling him, bro, you too puffed up. That's what the Bible call it. You're too puffed up right now. You're not listening, bro. If all your brothers is telling you, bro, you wrong, bro. You still on some old hard-headed can't do nothing, man.
He's in, and he made a bunch of mistakes after. Like, Kodak Black is still kind of I wouldn't necessarily say a full-on crash out, but he's still a reckless guy. But we get that in the music. We need that from Young Thug. I do think that's the best angle he could take. But Young Thug doesn't think he did anything wrong. He's just going to make betrayal music of like, oh, these people did me dirty. And frankly,
Drake music. Same thing Drake do it. Same thing Drake do. They the same thing. This is why Glass Malone's like, yo, these the type of ninjas that hang around Drake. These the type of ninjas that hang around Drake. Don't think they did nothing wrong. Want to be the victim and the villain, y'all.
Gunna did do you dirty. We're not gonna lie there. But Gunna also feels like he got dragged into. I'm really torn on the Gunna situation. 100%. I believe that he told. I said that he told years ago. I didn't need Young Thug to tell me that he told. I'm capable of independent thought. That's something that people are like, nah, he needs to tell us. Okay, yeah, well, you're the same type of person that he told, like, yo, go slide on this guy, and then they go slide. But Young Thug is betrayed, yes, for sure, by Gunna. These other people, he didn't really give them as much of a career as he gave Gunna. And Gunna does owe his loyalty if he took him out of that situation. And there's a guy that's like an OG in between them, so that's a tough situation too. There's a lot of emotion there that can be brought out on the track. Like the leaked music video that Young Thug put out, it's okay. It's not a great song. I don't think it was like fully finished. I think it was quickly done. But if he makes music like that, I don't think he should be like, yo, this guy rat. Like, just open up, especially after him breaking up with his girl. We get a buy one get one free, really. Or really it's not.
Y'all remember when we spoke about pulling your brothers to the side? It says in the book of Matthew, chapter 18, when you're telling your brother that he's in error, that he's wrong, you pull him to the side. You're not even supposed to do an interview. Remember when I said when you put people on blast in front of everybody to see, that person is going to act up more. And this is what you see with Young Thug. This is why he's not going to listen to a Big Banks. This is why he's not going to listen to 21 Savage. This is why he's not going to listen to these guys, because it's being done for everybody to see. Young Thug has to uphold his image. Like, it can't nobody tell me that I'm wrong. But I guarantee you, if they was to pull him to the side, like, bro, you wrong. I feel like this and that. No cameras, no recording. It's just that this is the business that they in. If you ain't have none of that stuff, he probably would have took heed to some of the things that they were saying, if not all. But it's because you got these cameras, you got everybody watching, you got the world watching you. He couldn't even stay still in the seat, playing with his jewelry, playing with his necklace. He got to put on his image. I'm Young Thug. I'm YSL. Can't nobody tell me nothing. And this is why you got that. He's puffed up, y'all. This is what the Bible called you're puffed up. You can't nobody tell you nothing. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Akademiks clowning Young Thug, YSL, mental health. I don't think that is something to clown about. I believe, man, these people need God. You know what I mean? I like what Woody is doing. I like what Gunna is doing. I like what Rollo is doing. They sound like they are for their people. Even though it's going to be rough around the edges, it takes time to get your life right, because look what they was born in. You know what I'm saying? It takes time to get right, along with God, prayer, fasting, and all that. I like what they doing. They not trying to uphold this image like they better than everybody, like Young Thug is doing. You know what I'm saying? You got Gunna out there working out. You got Woody. He talking about God. You got Rollo. He talking about family. That's what I like, bro. That's what we need. You know what I'm saying? Young Thug, on the other hand, he trying to be like Drake. We don't need that. We do not need that. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Y'all check in with Hello Yassine. He's an amazing YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Big Kish signing out. I'm going, y'all.